art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
Thank you all for joining in our celebration of Doreen. As a family, we are humbled by the outpouring of love and support. Just to give a brief background to those who only knew Doreen in her life here, Doreen was born to Zelda and Shakan. Doreen was named after two grandmothers, Zelda's mom, Dora Sheris, a warm, special, loving mother, and Chuck's grandmother, Claire Donovan, who was a strong, no-nonsense, loving grandmother. It seemed fitting to name their child Doreen Claire after such admirable women. Although I didn't know her then, I'm told by a good source, Zelda, that she was delightful and delicious daughter. Her smile, as we all know so well, was broad, radiant, and constant, and her eyes so engaging. Even through her illness, she managed to smile through her eyes, and that smile was with her until days before she died. Meeting Ellen at 20, her extraordinary life continued. Their courtship and romance spanned almost 40 years. Their courtship and romance spanned almost 40 years. Doreen experienced an exciting and deep life with Alan as her partner. From meager beginnings as a young couple in the Bronx, they paved their way to achieve amazing things together. To say that she was the wind beneath his wings or the woman behind the man would be trite and an understatement. She ignited him, and together they made beautiful music and built a spectacular life together, especially the creation of their two beautiful daughters, Lana and Zena. They left New York 30 years ago with a baby, a dog, two good friends, trying to find a good life here in Florida. Although we were saddened by their departure, we followed their every adventure from afar. No computers, email, cell phones, but we had something better. We had the original internet, my mom, Catherine. Doreen would keep my mom informed of all her activities through her weekly Saturday night phone calls. We missed them, but we didn't miss much of their life. Doreen was a stay-at-home mom in Ocala raising Lana, and then 6 years later, Zena. She supported her children in their many activities. She was involved in their school, athletic programs, and cultural activities. She volunteered and cheered them both in their very creative and athletic endeavors. She was an avid walker, a roller skater, a biker chick, and a dancer. Her love for Middle Eastern dancing continued, and she eventually taught classes here in the villages, as well as leading dance-off in many of the rec centers. Her flair and exotic costumes were rivaled only by her excellent technique. Her arms up, hands back instructions are remembered by all. She even taught her physical therapist some moves while in rehab just days after her surgery. No tribute to Doreen would be complete without mentioning a few things. As you look around, animal print surrounds us, as it does in her home. Doreen loved to wear and decorate with black, red, and animal prints. I don't think any of us will view a leopard or zebra print again without thinking of Doreen. One of Doreen's greatest joys were her granddaughters. Catherine was her buddy, Grandma Reenie, as she was called. Doreen FaceTimed with Catherine frequently, and then Sabrina and Ellie lit up the wires. She enjoyed their spunk and charm. She often visited Lana and Michael in New Jersey, though not in winter, and enjoyed their holiday visits here. Good one, Lana. She loved when the girls interacted with Mac, Misty, and Ulti, the dynamic Chihuahua trio, who are much fiercer than their appearance. Doreen's story may have come to an early end, but the life and love she experienced was one that most could only hope for. The undying, passionate love story that Alan and Doreen have shared is nothing short of extraordinary. A beautiful and often feisty and funny couple, they were great role models for their daughters and friends. It was from her hospital room in July of 2012 that Alan was faced with the decision to build their dream house here in the Villages. With Doreen's grave prognosis, he still chose to move forward with the hopes of having Doreen with him to enjoy this home together. Doreen spent days and weeks working on the design and then spent the last 2 years decorating and living in it with Alan and Justina. Who knew that Alan's extraordinary leap of faith would prove to give them so much joy and ultimately the peaceful setting for her departure? Alan and the many friends created a living wake for Doreen over the past years. Although infiltrated with doctor visits and treatments, which Zena handled impeccably, Doreen's life was filled with social engagements, dinners, dancing, where the focus was always in creating memories. During the last few months, when going out became difficult, the living wake shifted to their fabulous home. Family and friends surrounded her with love and life. When hospice first visited on January 5th, I had just flown in and expected to find a solemn house and bedridden Doreen. Instead, I was greeted with a house full of friends, with Doreen at the table eating ice cream. Again, further evidence of the extraordinary. From that day till today, the celebration continued, with dinners each night, an open table invitation to all, guest chefs pitched in, and some of the finest meals have been enjoyed, with everyone sharing their specialties. Kevin's brownies, Andrew's steak, Zena's chocolate bar, George's gelato, Lou's salads, and so many, many more contributions from Sally, Margaret, Linda, Jackie, and so many more of you. Old friends were rekindled as Karen and John, Paul Franco, Marianne and John brought us back to our youth in the Bronx with their many stories. All in all, what could have been a depressing, heartbreaking time turned into a true testament of love for an amazing and extraordinary woman, a living wake and a heartfelt expression of love and kindness shared by so many near and far. At the conclusion of this program, you are invited to share your own thoughts and memories. If you'd like your sentiments read, we can do that for you. Or you can write them down on the cards provided, included on the Doreen's memory board. Thank you all for being part of this evening, for being a part of Doreen's life, and for honoring such an extraordinary woman, our dear friend Doreen.
Life is but a stopping place, a pause in what's to be, a resting place along the road to sweet eternity. We all have different journeys, different paths along the way. We all were meant to learn some things, but never meant to stay. Our destination is a place far greater than we know. For some, the journey's quicker. For some, the journey's slow. And when the journey finally ends, we'll claim a great reward and find an everlasting peace together with the Lord.
Ecclesiastes 3, verses 1 through 8. To everything there is a season, and a time and a purpose to everything in heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that was just planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep, a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones. A time to gather stones together. A time to embrace. A a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get, a time to lose, a time to keep, and a time to cast away, a time to rend, a time to sow, a time to keep silence, and a time to speak, a time to love, a time to hate, a time of war, and a time of peace.
I am always with you. When I'm gone, release, let me go. I have so many things to see and do. You mustn't tie yourself to me with too many fears. But be thankful we had so many good years. I gave you my love, and you can only guess how much you've given me in happiness. I thank you for the love that you have shown, but now it is time I traveled on alone. So grieve for me a while, if grieve you must, and let your grief be comforted by trust, that it is only a while that we must part, so treasure the memories within your heart. I won't be far away, for life goes on, and if you need me, call and I will come. Though you can't see me or touch me, I will be near, and if you listen with your heart, you'll hear all my love around you soft and clear. And then, when you come this way alone, I'll greet you with a smile, and I'll welcome home.
The pond across the way, a children's carousel, the chestnut trees are wishing well. I'll be singing in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's light and gay. I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is new, I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see 'em bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, bright blessed day, a sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people walking by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I ever know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
watched Doreen valiantly and gracefully fight for life over the last months and weeks, we've had time to think about what she meant to each of us. Doreen and I became sisters-in-law 38 years ago, but our relationship grew to be a friendship over the last 9, when George and I moved to the Villages. What I've missed most is hearing her laugh. She delighted in the simplest things, which many of us would just miss. But when I think of her, what will always come to my mind is beauty. I believe Doreen loved things beautiful and loved to make the world around her that way. She loved to look beautiful for Alan. She liked to buy him clothing that was beautiful and would feel soft on his skin. When Lana and Zena were young, she loved to dress them up in beautiful clothes. Doreen lovingly decorated her parents' home when they relocated to the Villages. She spent hours making beautiful costumes, which she wore in her beautiful belly dancing performances. She loved to shop for beautiful things, so her home would be beautiful for her family. I believe we all have a special place in our hearts where we store the memories of our loved ones who have passed. When I go there, I will see Doreen's beautiful smile and remember how she was surrounded by beauty. Each of us will have our own memories of Doreen, which will be there for us as long as we are. Doreen may be gone from this world, but will always live in our hearts.
Come on, Panda. Come on, Panda. Get it out.
Since the day she was born, she was so special to me. Just like my sister. She was the sweetest baby. From her crib, she would have her arms outstretched to me, pick her up, blowing kisses at the same time. She was always so loving. Little stinky pots, her dad called her. I remember so long ago back in the Bronx, Doreen lived across the street from me. I think it was sometime in May because Doreen had turned either 12 or 13. And my sister Zell sent her to see Aunt Sandy for her first eyebrow tweezing. The doorbell rang, and it was my sweet niece telling me, "Mommy said you tweezed my eyebrows for me," and I, of course, said, "Sure." The window in my bedroom was wide open with the breeze coming in. She laid her head on my lap after I lathered her with cold cream. And I plucked away. She was screaming and laughing at the same time. Sounded like right now. And I told her what was told to me: you have to suffer to be beautiful. And then there were the times at Co-op City we'd sit at the kitchen table with our white towels. I told her that it had to be white, no dyes, and we'd wash our faces. I wanted to open the pores, cold clothing, and pat dry with the white towels. And that stayed with her through the years. She had the lightest, softest touch. She must have been an angel because in touch with such a loving, sweet touch in all my life. We will all miss this age, but that was sweet. You was my special girl. I will miss you always.
Really symbolizes her because it's bright and vibrant and strong yet soft. Doreen's family were her sun and moon and stars, and Al, you made her life so wonderful. She always said that. She never said Al. She could have said Al. She never said Al. It was always my husband, because she was so proud and happy to be your wife. Everything that you ever gave her, everything that you ever did for her, she knew. She was spoiled. She knew it. She loved it. Al even gave her a gun. It was red and black. He sent her a text. Can you believe it? Red and black. Sent her a text with a picture of it. She looked at it. She didn't have her glasses on. She showed it to me. She said, "What is this? Is it a dog? It's red and black. Why does it only have 3 legs?" I didn't have my glasses on either, so I said, "I don't know." But we figured out it was a gun. Just one of the many things. The other thing, my favorite Doreen story, is also Al and one of his gifts. He gave her a smart car. She loved that thing. She bragged about it. After about a month, she said, you know, this thing it goes forever, ever and ever. You don't have to put gas in. It's amazing. Do you remember this story? After about 3 months, somebody spotted him filling it up. So much about her. She probably laughed the longest and the hardest over that joke. She always laughed with you. She always could laugh about herself, but she would never laugh at anybody. She was an amazing woman. I will miss her forever.